Hey, it's Dorleen. Welcome to my channel and my creative life. I'm participating in a YouTube hop for the Iron Crafter Challenge today. What I'm going to be doing is, this is the left side of a 2-page spread that I've done a while ago. I'm going to be working on the right side, and I'm going to be using this sketch. So the sketch that I'm using is from a scrapbook website called Scrapbooking the Day Away, and I'll have a link to that in my information box. But I'm pulling out my Nuvo Drops because our Iron Crafter Challenge this month of April 2026 is to use Nuvo Drops. As you can tell, I don't have a whole lot, and the funny thing is most of them are the same color or family of color. So whatever, it's going to be fun. I'm good with it. So I am following the sketch like I mentioned. It has 3 photos in there. So I'm going to trim a couple of them down just a little bit, because that yellow dotted piece of paper that I'm putting down is cut to 11.5 by 11.5. So it's taking off at least, that much of that 12 by 12 piece of layout base that you usually have. But the reason why I'm still using it is because, again, I'm trying to coordinate with that layout that's on the left side already. Now, also because of that left side was created before I started this challenge, the sketch challenge, the Nuvo Drops, things like that, I am going to go back and add some things. I'm not going to show it because but you will see it at the end when I show the 2 layouts together and how they do coordinate now. Now, one of the strips of paper is going vertical. I decided to cut it at 4.5 inches to just barely cover the top photo, which is a 4 by, well, started off as a 4 by 6, but I trimmed it down, but 4 inches wide. But I thought just a little bit, I didn't want to overwhelm the layout if I did it too thick, and 4.5 is perfect. Now I'm going to do the horizontal piece, and I have this paper and it just says hooray all the way across. Now, this isn't technically a graduation paper, but hey, if this doesn't work, because we're cheering for our little graduate. And the fact that it's black and white, it coordinates 100%. Now, at first when I was using these black and white papers, I kept thinking, whoa, those are really bright contrast from the blue and yellow. Now, blue and gold is her school colors, but I actually like that. And I think it's probably a good thing, because I did have some other graduation paper, but I think it would have just been too much. Now, there is also a circle on the sketch. I was originally going to grab that light blue paper that's over there in the top left. But then I remembered that I had some colored vellum. So that's what that yellow is. It's a colored vellum. And even though it is dark, you can see it. It's noticeable, but it's not adding a new color. And it's also not like kind of in your face. I don't know if that makes sense. But hey, I got a lot of vellum, so I'm going to use it. So I cut that with my Cricut because my circle maker doesn't make that big of a circle. And it's 7.5 inches diameter or whatever, I don't know. And I just cut off part of it because it's going to get tucked in and I don't need to waste it. Plus, I'm going to use it later for part of the banner that's going across according to the sketch. So I'm just kind of placing it here. I'm just kind of eyeballing, where am I putting things? Now, this whole time when I'm working on the layout, I'm still in the back of my mind thinking, what am I going to do with these Nuvo Drops? Look, at the only time I've ever really used my Nuvo is when I use them for basically like enamel dots, just dots kind of all over the page. And that's probably why I don't have many of the Nuvo, because first of all, that if I'm going to use it for that reason, it's so much easier to actually use enamel dots because you don't have to wait for that to dry, right? But I kept thinking, I want to do something different. This is a hop. I'm trying to inspire somebody, or at least kind of inspire myself, I guess, or encourage myself, because when I do these hops or any kind of challenges, I try to make sure I'm doing something a little bit more than what my normal scrapbooking is. So once I pulled out these Nuvo bottles, I decided I was going to make stars, just basically like little dots, but in star shapes. Now, here's the thing. I probably should have drew it out first because my stars are wonky. And even here, I kind of draw it afterwards. And I'm thinking, okay, am I doing this right? All of a sudden, I couldn't draw a star, but it worked out fine. Now, I did put some up on that right-hand side on top of the vellum. Now, I'm not really 100% sure if that was a good idea because it did seem like it warped it a little bit, probably because the vellum is just a little bit different material, obviously, than paper. And so maybe it absorbed differently or didn't absorb the same, but it still worked out. And at the very end, when I get really into the close-ups, you'll be able to see how cool it does look. So I did three different types of stars. One, you can see here, I'm doing dots just to kind of do your outline of a star. And now I'm doing just your straight away, 5-point star, how you would just draw it really quickly. And I'm doing some clusters up here on this vellum portion and then back down on that left side. And then I'm going to do just dots here and there. And I'm calling them fun Fetty because, it is a celebration and it was fun. And it just adding more a lot of confetti, but just kind of thrown all over. And I think that works in this case because it's not, the colors aren't overwhelming. They just kind of absorbs into what I'm doing because it was just like a clear or like a sparkle. I guess it's supposed to be white, but I don't know. I didn't check the bottle. But you'll see here as it dries. Well, it did dry. And that's another thing. If you're going to work with the Nuvo Drops, I let mine dry overnight, but at least a few hours because you saw me touching it. And with the magic of video, it looked like it was just right after I had put those down. But folks, I'm just saying again, I did let them sit overnight because if you don't, it smudges pretty easily. And I didn't want a bunch of smudges all over my page. So I'm just going to be cutting some pennants, and I'm just hand cutting. You can see here with the scissors because, again, following the sketch. And so a little bit about this YouTube hop. So Tara from the Paper Snob, she has Facebook groups and she hosts a whole bunch of different YouTube hop challenges. And this one is called the Iron Craft Challenge. And for the month of April 2026, it was Nuvo Drops, which I mentioned already. And there's a bunch of people that are participating in the hop, and I'll have all the information for that in the information box. This is also an Instagram hop. Now, in my information box, I don't have the Instagram links, but if you go to my blog, which there also be a link in my in the information box, I will have the Instagram information there. So if that's something you want to hop around in Instagram, that will be there. Now, I'm going to continue with some Nuvo Drops because I wanted to put those banners up first because I wasn't sure how far down I was going to do and I didn't want to overlap them, if you call it that. And these I'm just kind of putting here, there, and everywhere. Oh, that's just some glue because that vellum, if you work with vellum, the adhesive part, you have to put it where something's going to cover it, like that photo. So I just did a little dot in the corner, and in a little bit I'll cover it with some Nuvo. But I do hope that you like this video, and if you do, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hey, leave me a comment. I really do appreciate it, as well as all the other people that are participating in this hop, because we love comments and we will definitely all get back to you. So again, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. And if you do hit that subscribe button, I do post at least 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking, but I'm one of those people that love all kinds of crafty things. So I do other types of crafty things. So there'll be at least one video of something else, which could be card making or working in my junk journal or any of those type of things. But I hope you decide to check out my channel. Make sure you subscribe like I mentioned. And I'm going to really quick go through. Now you can just see the bumps of that. And that's the one thing I think I really like about the Nuvo Drops, because it does have that interest of the 3D element. I did decide to stamp some stars around it as well. And I did decide to add that little "you are a star" or "you're a star" over there and above that picture, because I felt like it just needed something else. Not a lot, but just something. But I really think it turned out really great. I hope you agree. And thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up again if you like this. Don't forget to hit subscribe and make sure you hop around, leave comments. And again, we all truly appreciate it. And if you're thinking about joining next month, there'll be a link to that information as well. Bye. Thank you so much.